This is Natural Powerlifting Radio. Deadlifts, chicken nuggets, video games. This is Check My Total, a powerlifting podcast with Timothy Payne and Andrew Hinson.
Welcome everybody to another episode. This episode, I gotta ask Andrew a question. Andrew, why is it when you're always scrolling through Instagram, when you see a video of somebody lifting, it's not as exciting as when you see it in real life?
Well, the answer to that question is simple. Because most people are boring. Look,
okay.
Let's just be honest. The amount of times that I've scrolled through Instagram and you watch someone squat, and it's the same thing over and over, and it's like, it doesn't matter even how much weight you got. You could have 225, 315, 405. It's like, it's the same thing. It's up and down, and I mean, something really out of the ordinary has got to happen to make it entertaining to watch, because I'm sorry, but I'm not watching your 3 sets of 5 today, that went well, went smooth, RPE 6. I'm just not watching it. I just ain't got time for that, man. You're going to have to, the bar's going to have to smash you on the head, or, you're going to have to, do some weird squat I've never seen before. Because on a video, you don't really get to see the struggle as much.
Right.
Unless it's a really hard grind, then you get to see the struggle. But on a video, everything looks faster. Like, on a video, everyone seems to be moving at the same speed.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone's moving on the same, especially on a deadlift, man. Because a lot of the deadlifts, especially if your sumo's breaking it off the ground, you don't really see that a whole lot on a video, because a lot of them either cut it or I don't know. It just looks easy.
Yeah, because most sports are spectator sports. You can watch them on TV, football, UFC, NBA, but I just don't think weightlifting or powerlifting will ever become big on TV. And I think a lot of that has to do with the crowd. Like in all these other sports, you hear the crowd roaring when something happens. You can kind of buy into it. You feel that electricity coming through your TV. With powerlifting, unless you're actually at the competition, that there's still that disconnect. And really, even watching World's Strongest Man, which is way better than going to a meet as far as the crowd yelling and all that kind of mess.
Mm-hmm.
It even seems like there's kind of a disconnect watching that World's Strongest Man stuff too.
Yeah, I think. If I had to rank strength sports on entertainment value, I would put strongman ranked number 1.
Yeah.
Olympic weightlifting ranked number 2.
Yeah.
And powerlifting ranked, well, I don't know. What's better, powerlifting or bodybuilding?
Well, I'd put arm wrestling up there, maybe number 2. I consider that a strength sport.
Oh, that's true. Strongman, arm wrestling, weightlifting, and then I guess depending on your preference, you can put bodybuilding or powerlifting down at the bottom.
And another thing is, as far as spectators getting behind the person, a lot of these meets nowadays, you got 5 platforms going on. So it's not even about the lifter, it's about running them through super quick. So there's not even any time to pub up the lifter or, try to get the lifter a name. And I guess storylines is another reason powerlifting as a sport isn't as big. I know there's big names out there, and I guess people follow these people. But, ESPN isn't ever going to pop up with, Andrew Hinson broke his leg today. He's going to be out of the Iron Boy Nationals.
Yeah.
There's no kind of connection to the public, to the crowd.
And I think that's a big part of it. There's not every. It's just not marketed correctly to
Yeah,
be big. Like it's like the meets, the biggest meets that there are, either are multi-platform and they're trying to pump as many lifters through, so you don't care really about anything but getting
yeah,
them through and done, or they're they just fail to capitalize on on the stories of the lifters, and it's like a marketing thing. It's just like people just don't have interest. Like
yeah.
whoever's hosting the meet doesn't have interest. I mean, I'm sure it's hard. Like, I mean, I highly doubt you can't just call up like ESPN and be like, "Hey man,
Right.
why don't you come on down?" But
Or or just to piggyback off what you're saying, it's such a freak show to where your normal Joe can't relate to it.
that
Because even though
that's
there's
true.
tons of people powerlifting compared to other sports, powerlifting is a very small niche or niche
Yeah,
that, yeah. So I just don't think, I know it's growing and a lot of women are lifting now, but powerlifting's still really small when you think about it,
yeah.
which is why I
It's
think it's never going to be big on TV.
now I could see it. I could see it maybe getting some attention on TV if they choose to market it. I wonder, would it be more interesting if you had a small meet of 10 people, but like you actually had clips of their lives and stories and like,
And it'd have to be the big dogs, like an
yeah,
invitational only meet type deal going on.
yeah, like you're invited, or I don't like. I feel like there's got to be some type of backstory to where you know where they're from, you know what their struggles are, or something to make it more relatable. There's something like that for it to be viewable for the public. Uh, yeah, it's got to be small if you do it.
And I almost wonder if you could make like a season out of powerlifting. Like you add up your coefficient each meet you do, and maybe a powerlifting season is like 5 meets or something.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting way to do it. Or like, or yeah, maybe you could have a season, or instead of it working like a coefficient, maybe it's just like
Just add your total
you
each
add your
time.
total, or like something to where, like, let's say you have a pool, everyone that can total 1,000 pounds can enter into the season,
Right.
and then as the season goes on, only the top we will only accept 10 entries on the ESPN show.
Yeah. Yeah, so kind of like straw man, you get knocked out each round.
Yeah, you get knocked down each round, something like that. I feel like, and that way
Because
you
when
can
I
kind of
say
get to know the
five
crowd.
meets, I mean over like a calendar year. From like January to December, 5 meets.
Yeah,
The longest season ever.
yeah.
Uh,
I feel like that's what it's going to have to take for
yeah.
at least the marketing side and kind of the business aspect of powerlifting to get on the big screen. I think what also fails is uh like you were saying, the crowds are just not into it. I mean, if you watch, yeah, like I think like this year's IPF Worlds, it was like a
Uh-huh.
golf tournament, man. You can
Yeah.
any YouTube clip you watch of an IPF World, it's like a golf tournament. And there's always I think they've started hiring like these commentators,
Uh-huh.
and they are so dry and boring. And
And you
like,
really got to be into something to watch it in silence and like to
yeah,
actually watch a performance.
I just think it's funny. It's like, oh, I made it all the way to IPF Worlds. And you get there, and it's a silent crowd, and everyone's wearing suits and ties, and it's just like,
Yeah.
what is this even? Like, this is like, what is going on? Like,
Even golf, they'll clap for you after you hit the ball.
yeah, uh,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense for like marketing and relating to the lifters, and it's just no one knows who you are.
Yeah, I feel like once you get that big, the organizations are more worried about making money than they are about being about the lifter.
Yeah, I think that's true. Another thing is like, man, let me tell you who would win the crowd. You don't even you ain't got to be the strongest lifter. You just got to be the most entertaining lifter.
Yeah,
And you ain't got to
yeah.
be you don't have to do much to be entertaining. Uh,
No.
like that's how you start. I also think you should get if you want it to be fun to watch, your commentator or you should have a commentator who is just going bonkers. Like I don't even care if he's making up stuff.
Yeah,
But
I agree. There needs to be more excitement around lifting. But I don't know how you do that without coming off crazy. Like with all the yelling and everything. I
well,
don't know if
I think you have to be a little crazy. Like
yeah.
maybe not everyone screaming, banging their head against the bar, but like I think it'd be all right if you got one guy known as the headbanger, one dude known as like I don't know, maybe he like poops before every lift, and they film him running to the bathroom and back. I don't know,
Yeah.
a weird cork or something.
Yeah.
I don't. I it. You just have to. I think the big thing. I would actually like to try this. I would like to try a small invitational. And you know what? Might even be a good idea. Maybe you don't invite the strongest lifters. Maybe maybe there's
Yeah.
a you can weight it. Maybe you invite maybe there's like an entertaining category and like because what how fun is it going to be if you just get a bunch of strong guys and they turn out to be boring as all get out. And they're like,
Yeah.
"I'm from uh North Carolina and I lift in the gym." It's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
I don't know. To care about powerlifting, you gotta powerlift and be a powerlifter or be related to somebody that lifts. And I just don't think there's enough people in the world yet who really care about watching something like that on TV.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that the sport is the same movements over and over. At
Yeah.
at least
There's
in strongman, the events change.
unless somebody gets seriously injured, nothing different's gonna happen.
Yeah, nothing different's gonna
Like
happen.
you turn on a football game, there's a million different things that can happen, even though you're playing the same game every weekend.
I'll tell you another thing that is kind of hard to balance. So I think a couple things have to happen for it to be big on TV. And maybe it'll get there one day if they do this. One, you got to market it right. You got to have an entertainment, and you have to have a story behind all the lifters. But the other one is you got to have some lifters in the same weight class that are very close in strength,
Yeah.
and there to be a rivalry and like I don't know, maybe he like steals his bike or something and like it starts this big old feud or like I don't know something like that. Like
Yeah.
something like some rivalry's got to happen. But the bad thing about powerlifting is that it it's hard to compete against someone who's just out genetics you.
Right.
And so like it would have to be two genetic freaks who are entertaining to watch and will get animated and steal someone's bike.
That's a lot of variables that got to come
A lot.
together.
That's a lot of variables, you know.
Yeah.
And and I don't know. You just got to be. It's almost you got to put on an entertainment factor somehow for it to be big. And I think if you had over the top commentators, a story behind lifters, and at least one rivalry ish, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think you might get some people to. You'll get more people at least to buy in.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Everything's about connecting to your audience. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and
But like Andrew said, we're not saying it's never going to happen, powerlifting on TV. I just think it's a long way off.
also one thing to consider is so most things are going to online streaming, and a lot of powerlifting meets are streamed online.
Right.
So I think that's good, but I wonder if our generation will. I wonder if it'll never get on TV because our generation just don't watch TV. Like,
Did you watch the IPF or whatever while it was going on?
no,
I'm
man,
just wondering what kind of. I know, but I was just wondering what kind of numbers it did.
I don't know what numbers it does. I mean, but IPF is streamed online, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. If you
Yeah.
saw
I'm
it on
sure I
YouTube
could
and was
look
like
it
a
up.
million people are watching or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I just feel. I wonder if it just won't make it ever to the big TV or ESPN. I mean, it might if it starts
Yeah.
generating money for ESPN and stuff. But it's just kind of a lot of. It seems like powerlifting keeps on evolving on the online industry and streaming, and it seems to not really care about going to the big TV, which is kind of good. I mean, online streaming is probably where it's at. I mean, not I don't have ESPN. Like I don't have access to ESPN,
Right.
so I don't care about that.
I mentioned this on our West Side podcast. The WPO is going to be on ESPN3 in October. I want to say it's like October 28th, which I don't even know if that's right. Maybe it's the 23rd. Anyway, but it's like a Tuesday with a 2:30 time slot or something. And
Oh my
ESPN3 is what you have to get online to watch, or through the app. It's not actually on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But as much as I dislike saying this, that drughead multiply stuff is the most entertaining to watch because you got all your crazy people doing it.
Yeah.
And but like I said, a Tuesday at 2:30, who's gonna? I don't know who's gonna be watching it.
I don't know either, but I just think
And I
you
think the
gotta.
only reason it's on ESPN is because the people that produced the documentary West Side versus the World are the ones producing the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that's how they got in to get on ESPN.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they do it right, I just think you gotta connect and make a storyline.
I would like. I guess I don't know if that means 2:30 Eastern or what I saw, but if I'm at home, I'm gonna try to watch it and see what they say about the gear, how they try to explain it, or who they even have commentating this thing.
Yeah, who they have commentating?
Yeah.
You gotta have you. I mean, think about other sports. Like a basketball game ain't gonna be fun to watch if this crowd is silent.
Yeah, that's
Like
true. Or
you just gotta.
baseball.
You can't have a silent crowd. Like, I mean, my goodness. Like, I think that's what just killed. It's just like it's the most beta crowd in all of sports. Like everyone there is like probably walks around with their jacket tied around their waist.
Well, anybody that's ever been to a powerlifting meet, especially a full power, you're there, 2/3 of a day or half a day. So you're, even as a spectator, you're kind of starting to get worn out.
That is true. I wonder what if you're a viewer. So a meet's a long. Well, that's why you have to have a small meet, so it's not 90 hours.
Right.
But I wonder if there's a better way to structure it for like a TV viewing purpose. I wonder if it's like like maybe a like squat one day and then I don't know.
I guess you could record it all as it's live, The actual competition is one day, but I guess you could air it in 3 different parts.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I feel like to get fresh spectators, I don't know.
Well, you mean, but that takes away from the sport of powerlifting if you split it up like that.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
But I guess it would be its own league. I mean, it'd only be comparing itself to itself.
Yeah, like what if you
squat one day, bench one day, deadlift one day. That'd be
Something
different.
that'd be interesting. I don't know. Do you
It'd
think
be. Go ahead.
you go all in like the WPO? You think people are going to be able? Maybe people can't relate to like equip lifting or doing drugs and steroids, but maybe people just like the insanity.
I'm
Like,
sure there's a group out there like that
I don't
who
know.
just. I mean, we call it a freak show for a reason. You got people that will stop and come inside the circus tent just to see what's going on. But once you see it once, meh,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
was, it'd be interesting. I think there's potential for it to grow and maybe be on ESPN, but
Yeah,
I think it's just going to take a lot of. Well, I'll tell you what it's really going to take. I mean, you already pointed it out, but it's really going to take focusing on the lifter. And I will
yeah,
say that it seems like in today's powerlifting climate, focusing on the lifter and allowing the lifter to have power and spotlight is just not what is happening in this sport. Everyone's just it's a money grabbing thing. People are more focused on, hey, let's allow a new knee wrap or let's allow a new knee sleeve so people have to go out and buy and we can get more money. And let's make companies pay thousands of dollars to get their equipment IPF approved or whatever, uh, USAPL approved or whatever the other ones are.
yeah. And besides Iron Boy, I really can't think of any federation that publicizes their lifters. Because
Yeah,
we'll publicize all our elite people and old people, children, youth lifters. I don't know.
yeah. It's just
I
like
mean,
the focus has to be shifted.
you might go on USAPL and see Jennifer Thompson or something, but that's because she's running half the thing.
And you got to get these people with the ties off.
Yeah.
The ties have to come off of the sport. The sports code have to come off of the sport. And you can't wear khaki. Stop wearing khakis and ties to these stupid meets and sit in that chair. You look like you're from the Great Depression. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like you're sitting in that chair with a tie on, and everyone else is wearing a singlet. You look the most out of place I've ever seen. And they've already got some dumb badge or lanyard around their neck or something. Official person that's allowed to judge and sits there like a snail, like a stiffed up zombie in that chair, not willing to move. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Don't you ever wear a tie and to a judging thing. Like, goodness gracious, you're judging a lifting competition. You're not going to jail. Like, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw today a lady had a APF meet at her gym, and I'm pretty sure the judge is sitting there like filming the lift on his phone. I'm like, you're looking at the lift through the phone, so you're not even. Oh no, it was a bad look. If you're a judge, don't be on your phone either.
Yeah, you really can't be on your phone if you're a judge. Powerlifting has a long way to go to get to the big lights, but I think the first step to get there is focus on the lifters.
Yes,
I
sir.
think that's the first step, and I think if you start going with that mindset, I think things will fall into place over time. So I mean, hopefully, maybe one day it'll happen. Maybe it won't. But at the end of the day, I ain't getting pumped to hear a silent crowd
Yeah.
do nothing and a bunch of people in suits and ties. Like, goodness gracious, you want to wear a suit and tie? Go work at like J.P. Morgan or something.
And like you said, I'm hardly watching people on Instagram
Yeah, I'm
anymore.
hardly watching people, and I'll tell you because you don't get anything from a video on it. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't convey what yeah. I don't even post much lifting stuff on my Instagram anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even post I just don't. It's not entertaining. I realize that you know what, I just don't really care about posting a lift on Instagram anymore because it's not like it's just not that entertaining. Like, unless I do something weird or crazy in the gym, I might post
Yeah.
that. Like,
I might start up just because I'm about to get back into it, but
yeah,
try to build your name a little bit. But besides that,
yeah.
I
I
don't know,
think I'm
man.
done posting. Like, I'm officially done posting just training videos.
Yeah.
Just normal training videos. I'm done posting that. I'm done. You will rarely, if ever, see a training video posted from me again, unless I'm doing something just outlandish or out of the ordinary.
Which we ain't knocking posting your videos. It's great motivation and it keeps you accountable. There's nothing wrong with posting your videos. It's just we might scroll past them.
Yeah. If you're
Yeah.
wondering why I haven't tapped that like button on your video, that's probably why.
But we love you.
We love don't just shout out, dude. Let me tell you, every time if Wet Poop Doll is listening, every time I see him dumbbell pressing, I actually do like some of his. I don't know, something about listening to that old with the mirrors behind him.
Yeah.
I do like most of Wet Poop Dollar's
Yeah.
post,
Hey,
but
Dollar, I'm watching your videos because I'm always afraid you're going to knock one of the windows off your wall. I mean, one of
yeah,
those mirrors.
yeah, I'm all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why, but he's actually his videos are fun to watch. I don't.
Yeah. See, they're entertaining. That's what the sport needs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear that, Casey? You need to maybe you need to be the face of ESPN powerlifting.
Yeah. I'm ready for it. But hey, man, I think that about wraps this one up.
I think that wraps it up for this thing. I got another segment I want to move into.
Oh,
I
okay.
I found a new restaurant.
Ooh.
I found a new restaurant that we got to try.
Okay.
And let me
I'm
tell you,
listening.
this is a Huntsville, Alabama. Well, I guess Huntsville, Madison area. This is a local restaurant. This is the only restaurant of this name in the whole world.
Okay. Okay.
It's a local favorite, and I
Okay.
went through the other. It's called Crickets, and it is a wing place. It is known for wings and burgers, but mainly wings. Wings are their specialty. Now,
So they don't sell crickets.
no crickets. I think they
Okay.
call it crickets because it's owned by like a bunch of Vietnamese people.
Okay.
Maybe that's why they call it crickets. But let me tell you, these Vietnamese people, it's the best wing spot I've ever been to. And I'm not. I'll just tell you how good the wings are. I'm not even that big on like bone-in chicken. I'm like a chicken
Yeah.
tender guy.
Me
And,
too.
but let me tell you, these chicken wings have changed the game and have they are just so even Becca who doesn't like bone-in chicken love them. Like so what it is it's a tiny restaurant, but it's crazy. It is packed full. Like if you don't get there at like 10:40, you are not sitting down. And honestly, it doesn't let up until like 12:40, 1 o'clock.
Any clue how long they've been around?
Let me actually look that up. They've been around for a while.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get it. But so what it is I mean, it's packed. They do crazy business. They have a couple different ways you can get your wings sauce wise. They have plain, mild, hot, extra hot habanero, jerk, honey golden, teriyaki, and barbecue, I think.
Ooh.
Now, let me tell you what I like. Their honey golden, and most people will agree with this. Their honey golden is delicious. It is a sweeter wing, but it pairs super well with the hot. You got this you got this nice hot wing, very great taste, and then once you've eaten a couple hot ones, you bite into that sweet honey golden. Oh, it is beautiful.
Is that what Becca was eating?
Yeah, she got hot and honey golden.
Okay, she can do hot stuff.
And so, yeah, Becca actually likes hot stuff.
Okay.
She likes like buffalo chicken and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, they do have boneless wings there. I just don't know of many people that get them because people say that if you're going to Crickets, you should get, bone-in wings. But they have bone. Actually, there was a guy there who got boneless, who was behind us,
Yeah.
and they actually look good. Becca said she might try them next time. But this is how veterans order, and apparently it makes a world of difference. Like apparently no one actually orders the wings the standard way. Apparently everyone that goes to that restaurant, they all order their wings extra crispy. And I actually had a friend at work who said that he tried them the regular way and then he tried them the extra crispy way, and he said the extra crispy was like 100 times better. Like it was
Huh.
like the extra crispy is the perfect wing. And it's so strange. One of the issues I have with bone-in chicken is that it seems like it's like sometimes fatty or like
Yeah.
bristly. Well, let me tell you,
Right.
I've been to Crickets twice, and I get my wings extra crispy. I've had zero issue. I mean, you bite into them, and it's just so flavorful. Like the chicken is super quality chicken, and it's just delicious. I I really, I think it's some of the best wings I've ever had. And I think what makes them so good is you order them extra crispy, and they're so crispy throughout the whole wing, and they're smaller wings. And and something about a smaller wing, I think, really works out well. And you get a lot of them. Like they have daily specials, and
Yeah.
they have an 8-piece special and a 12-piece special. I got the 12-piece special, and they give you plenty of fries. So you get 12 wings. You can get them half one flavor, half the other. Blue cheese or ranch with fries. It's fantastic. I
So
also hear they have
how
good
many doll hairs did you drop for 12 wings?
for 12 wings, a drink, and fries. I think it's $12.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad, especially considering the quality of food. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the bet. It is the best chicken wing I've ever had. And people that are like really into wings, they say that crickets are the best wings that they've ever had. And they say like get them extra crispy, and like the people I went with were from work, they all loved them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, great place. Big Shakes is still my place to go if I'm wanting like chicken and waffles and tenders, stuff like that. But if I'm wanting wings, I'm going to Cricket. I mean that's phenomenal.
Well, so far you're 100% at taking me places that I like. So we'll have to go to Crickets.
Yeah, we'll have to go to Crickets. It's really good. I kind of want to get a burger because they apparently have really good burgers. But I hear the problem is every time you order a burger, you leave wishing that you ordered wings. So I
I
don't.
guess you could get a burger and get like a 4-piece or something.
Yeah, that's true. Um, but I'm going on another adventure, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm on a mission to find the best burger in Huntsville.
Okay.
And I've asked a lot of people, and I've posted on the Huntsville Reddit, the subreddit. And I've had some people have said quite a few places, but the census is a place called oh man, I just forgot it. So I gotta look it up real quick. But oh yeah, number one place so far, the census is a place called the Peppered Pig,
Hmm.
and the runner up to Peppered Pig is there's a place called the Little Diner.
Okay.
Um, Peppered Pig apparently won the local, I think it was local, burger battle. Yeah, I think it was a burger competition and they won it.
Okay.
Um, So I'm thinking about trying that place out here soon, and seeing how it stands.
Oh man, we need to drive around one weekend and make a YouTube video out of it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So just stay tuned. Check my total listeners.
Yeah, we
We need to
might.
come up with a name for our fan base too.
That's true.
Uh,
It's I want to go to crickets right now, and it's like
yeah.
10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I don't even know what time
Yes.
it is.
They probably close at 10. You might could make it down there.
They actually have interesting hours. Crickets does. They're open. I want to say they're open. Here's their hours. They're open from 11 to 2, and then they close at 2, but then they open back up for dinner from 5 to 9.
Oh.
And then Saturday. Oh, that's weird. Saturday they don't close. Saturday they're open 11:30 to 9 p.m. That's interesting.
Okay.
I wonder
Well,
why.
they probably get more foot traffic. Everybody
Maybe.
working at 2 o'clock during the week.
Well, that's fair. It's probably pretty slow there. I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out when was crickets established.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't think they have that information, so I don't know if I can find it. But
If we find out, we'll let y'all know.
yeah, fantastic place. If you're ever in the Huntsville, Madison area down in Alabama, you got to go to crickets. They're fantastic. 10 out of 10. Becca, what do you rate the experience at crickets?
I rated a 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
A 9 out of 10? What keeps it from being a 10 out of 10?
That's just kind of messy.
Oh, but that's the best part. You're eating wings with your hands.
Yeah.
But
You heard it here first.
yeah, you heard it here. Maybe I'll give a
Chicken wings are
report on
messy.
the peppered pig whenever I try it.
Yep. All right, man. Let's break this podcast down. We've
Let's
been
break
rambling.
it down. It's time! Get your ESPN subscriptions ready, because powerlifting is coming to the screen in 30 years after they get these people with suits and ties off of the judges' stand, and they get these boring commentators. Oh, Bobby Jr.'s coming up the lift. He just hit puberty. I don't care. I don't care about Bobby Jr. You got to give me something better than Bobby. You got to give me someone who stole a bike, robbed the trainer, and robbed the bank, and he's here with a sack of gold waiting to squat his third attempt. That's what needs to happen in the sport of powerlifting. Powerlifting, if it wants to ever be on the TV, it has to be about the lifter and for the lifter. Backstories, birthright stories, father issues, mama issues, daddy issues. They're all the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this sport needs to be about if they ever want to make it on the TV, because right now, this sport is stuck in a rut as far as boring online streams, boring commentators, boring people in suits and ties. I'm just tired. You need to revamp it. You need to market it better if you want it on TV. For the lifter, by the lifter, and always without the tie. Ain't no lifter will ever wear a tie as long as I live. I'm not having that anywhere. If I see a lifter wearing a tie, I'm yanking it off. If I see a judge with a tie, I'm yanking it off. Don't you ever come to me wearing a tie. That's disgusting. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you love it. Go check out Crickets if you haven't. They don't sponsor us, but maybe they will. I gotta learn to speak Vietnamese first, though. And we're out.
See y'all.
Up next is Iron Boy Nationals. The event will be on October 18th and 19th. That Friday evening will be our bench-only competition, and on the 19th, Saturday, will be the full power event. It will be held in Belmont, North Carolina, and once again, that's October 18th and 19th. We hope you come out, lift, watch, and support the event. See y'all later.
Please subscribe and thank you for listening. Be sure to follow @CheckMyTotal on Instagram for all the latest updates.